I'm not sure how to feel about them basically dismissing Rob Lucci and those boys like they did. I understand why they're doing it. However, they did mention themselves that S-Bear can make his own way from where it was. So if S-Bear can do that, you guys don't have full control over S-Bear, I'm presuming, because Rob Lucci was able to use S-Bear to get to where you are. Why were you surprised, at least? That's the odd thing. Rob Lucci, Oda's building them up really well. I really like this group and how they're working together. Loved Kaku's shenanigans. Rob Lucci, though, the question is always going to remain. How strong is he? How strong is Oda going to make him? Because that's very important going forward with this arc and even going forward in the story. So with CP0 now and what we expected from CP0 based on what they did with CP9, the expectations are fairly high. Some people don't feel like CP0 has grown at all, and they feel like the Straw Hats should run right over them. I don't think so, for obvious reasons. Now, they're mentioning vessels going missing. How do you guys feel about that? For me, personally, I think it was Lilith. No question, bro. I think it was Lilith. I think Lilith took the resources from these ships and dispatched these people. You know what Lilith is? Evil. That's what she is. And how she reacted? Bro, do you believe this? Just what are you getting at? Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, but it feels like Lilith would do something like this. Am I crazy for that? Am I crazy for that? So Rob Lucci, you know, they're like, all right, very well understood. They used the Seraphim to get to Egghead, so now they're in Egghead. And it's a full-on assault because Vegapunk doesn't want to go with them because Vegapunk is scared. He's terrified that they're going to try to kill him because he knows too much, which I'm surprised they didn't try to kill him sooner. You know way too much. That's literally what you do. Your brain was growing because you were learning so much. After you got to maybe, I don't know, half of where it was, at that point, I'm probably dispatching of you. I'm not gonna lie. The world government did you a favor by letting you get this far, but now you created Seraphim that can almost guarantee them staying in power because the Seraphim are gonna continue to grow. I'm just surprised Vegapunk doesn't have a failsafe where you cannot use a Seraphim against them or against his will. I don't know what's going on. I guess for the world government, if they're going to do this and try to destroy Vegapunk, they would have ways in which they can override the system or completely control the Seraphim. So it is insane when you think about it, right? We're seeing Rob Lucci again, and he's back here, and I didn't even mention Kuma, okay? Kuma is now on the way to Egghead, and he spanked himself there. I was hoping Dragon would go with him. I really was. I wanted Dragon to be there, but it's just Kuma. And I believe, like I said, he was reacting to either Bonnie or the other Seraphim, and it's going against Vegapunk or even Vegapunk's feelings, because they mentioned before, even if you alter something or someone, you cannot take away from its true feelings, its true instinct. And Kuma's instinct, I'm sure, is to protect Bonnie. So even with all these nuts and bolts on him, he's trying to go and determined to go and protect his daughter. That's what I'm assuming. Could be something else that was the trigger, but hey, based on how Oda's been building up this arc with Bonnie, how she perceives him, Jinbei and stuff, that's what I feel. I mean, you can let me know if you feel differently, okay? Also, you can let me know if you're subscribed to the channel. You feel me? Some people, they're subscribed, they don't realize they're not subscribed. You gotta look down, make sure you click that button, because YouTube, hey man, YouTube gon' YouTube. Do that for your boy. And New Straw Hat, what y'all think? New Straw Hat? Vegapunk is saying he wants to go with Luffy. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it feels like a carrot situation where Vegapunk at this point, he's saying, okay, I want to go with you guys. I have a dream. Now he has a dream. And the dream is to basically make energy free. A very standard dream based on who Vegapunk is. He's a master scientist, inventor. This is something that makes sense and based off what we learned about him. Remember, in his backstory, I'm not sure if a lot of you guys remembered, in Vegapunk's backstory, we found out that he was trying to create a climate thing for where he grew up in Karakuri Island. That's where Dr. Tsukimi was. There's theory speculating or going around that maybe he inherited the brain fruit from Dr. Tsukimi, because remember, Dr. Tsukimi is the man who built the automata, which of course for Vegapunk, that's when we think of the names of the Vegapunks, Lilith, Pythagoras. There are connections to the moon, obviously, and so that's why people think the moon theory or the moon travel is all but inevitable. And with Vegapunk going with the Straw Hats, I mean, come on. If you got a guy that's connected to the moon that has a brain like Vegapunk, there's no way we don't go there at some point. Maybe even after going to Elbaf. Because I'm assuming Elbaf is somewhere with, I don't know, very high and you got to go up a bit. Maybe it's closer to the moon. Possibilities are endless at this point, but with Vegapunk, I don't think necessarily a new crewmate, but what Carrot was, what Kinemon was, what Momonosuke was, just someone traveling with us for a while. You feel that? You can let me know if you agree with that or not. That's how I'm feeling with Vegapunk. I'm not mad if he decides to go. It adds so much value, and here's the main thing. If Vegapunk goes, Oda does not have to rush through things on Egghead. It seems like he's, you know, trying to get through Egghead, but he did tell us he was going to use Vegapunk to tell us about the devil fruits. He's not going to rush through Egghead and rush through that explanation. If Vegapunk goes with us, there's no rush. He can explain all these things to us on the way to Elbaf. He can do that. That's why I'm thinking this is great. That gives us a chance to slow down a bit because, guys, think about what happened in this chapter. We got Rob Lucci and them pulling up with the Seraphim, right? They tell him no. He said, okay. They teleport to the island. They already engage with a Vegapunk or a Punk, and Luffy has already seen Rob Lucci. All that happened in the same chapter. For regular One Piece chapters, we know how these things work. It's happening very rapidly, very quickly, but I think this space is what Oda always intentionally meant to write One Piece in. It's just that sometimes he plays around, he's adding things. This time, he's very intentional about what he's doing. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. Because he has the plan for the final saga, it's not much room to veer off. In the other arcs, in the other sagas, you can tell Oda's adding things constantly. Like, this would be cool. This would be cool. This would be cool. Maybe he's still doing a bit of that, but for the most part, he said he's had this planned out for a while. Took a break off to have this thing be as concise and clean as possible, because at the end of the day, the man wants to end One Piece in 3 years. It's looking like it could happen. Sentomaru was mentioned. We've talked about Sentomaru on this channel, how Sentomaru will make an appearance because Sentomaru was the official bodyguard of Vegapunk, even when the theory was going around about Sentomaru, of course, or Kizaru being Vegapunk. It was a funny theory. But Sentomaru is here, and Sentomaru is going to lead the assault against CP0, which is interesting considering Sentomaru is part of the Navy. So, when do we see Smoker? When do we see Smoker? Smoker! G14 is mentioned again. G14 will be an Egghead. It's just inevitable because they don't have the forces currently. Vegapunk and those guys, they have 3 Seraphim. S-Hawk, S-Snake, S-Shark. They have S-Bear. Now, I'm not going to say S-Bear is the strongest one. Wouldn't make sense because Mihawk is the strongest one out of all of them. But they seem to be overmatched. So what do? You call in reinforcements. G14, y'all need to come over here. And then, guess who's going to happen to be in the area? Smoker. Smoker. I'm so interested to see how this plays out because it's going to be condensed like in a mini arc like Punk Hazard or Zoe. But does Oda go off the rails a bit and like, man, this is exciting. I got to add some more. I don't know. I mean, in general, I don't think Egghead is one of those commercialized arcs that General Pop loves as much. This is an arc for deep lore and diehards. Not gonna lie to you guys. I'm loving this arc, but I've talked to some casuals and they're like, it's cool. I'm ready for us to go somewhere to Elbaf, or they don't understand how important this arc is. And that's not a knock, right? I understand it, but man, we need this. This is necessary. I'm all for fights. I'm all for hype. I'm all for the explosive big blah. I want that, but you can't have that without arcs like this. Moments like setup. I know sometimes One Piece fans don't like that word, that phrase, setup. Okay? This is 100% going to turn into a catch the mouse game where who first gets the Vegapunk. The fact that Rob Lucci's already locked eyes with Luffy is interesting, okay? Let me ask you guys about this. Rob Lucci just locked eyes with Luffy, okay? What is going to happen? Do they fight? Because I don't think Rob Lucci can fight with Luffy or contest with Luffy. I'm sorry, moving away from my mic. I don't think Rob Lucci can fight against Luffy in a place where it's even a competition. I think at this point, Rob Lucci and Luffy, it should be leagues, right? How do you make it interesting? How Rob Lucci reacted, he was shocked, looked a bit pissed. Luffy was like, pigeon guy? Like, what are you doing here? You want these hands again? I don't know. I am super intrigued as to how Oda handles this. How does he build up this intrigue? How do you make me believe that Rob Lucci stands a chance against Luffy? Because I don't know. Guys, this is a big deal. We got Rob Lucci. Here, we have a major antagonist from an arc, again interacting with Straw Hats. This is on the level, if not more so, than when we saw Crocodile again in Impel Down. We're like, oh, wait. Because they were on the same side. And Crocodile, of course, was scared. I don't understand why people are doing this. You are automatically assuming Rob Lucci's trash. When we saw Crocodile again, we were like, wait, that's not Alabasta. That's not what we saw in Alabasta. Rob Lucci immediately pulled out Rikogan, which was his strongest attack back then. Isn't that telling y'all something? That's literally telling y'all he's not the same guy. He is better than before. That's literally what it's telling y'all. Literally. He pulled out his best move early to show you it's not going to be the same type of game. And you guys are still calling him trash. He hasn't progressed. CP0 isn't anything. Guanica. Guys, you're going to be either disappointed or surprised because Rob Lucci will show you that he has progressed massively. Don't forget, he was a prodigy back then. I will talk about how strong I think Rob Lucci is. Outside of just general thoughts, just don't underestimate him. Love seeing Kaku again. The Stussy edition is great. Feels so natural. She is here about intel. She wants to find things out. In Whole Cake Island, she was about the Tamate tobacco box, whatever the hell that was. And here she's providing so much intel. She was underground with the Pleasure Quarter in the underworld for a long time. This is her field. This is her scope. So what is she here for? What does she want? That's what I'm interested in, because she's all about finding things out. That's what we got to keep an eye on, for real. And when Kaku meets Zoro again, because, oh boy, the giraffe had some time to train now. I don't think Kaku's stronger than Zoro. I don't want to even imply that. I think it won't be as one-sided as people think. At the end of the day as well, we got to give Vegapunk some credit for creating something as durable as Atlas. Atlas took a full-fledged Rokogan from Rob Lucci, powered up and still breathing, right? Of course, we're not going to get into people dying in One Piece, because when does a man die? Okay, amazing setup chapter. Rob Lucci is here. He's met and locked eyes with Luffy. What happens? Who wins? Find out next time on One Piece chapter 1069. No break next week. And it's going to be an exciting week. Again, we have 25 days of B.D.A. in motion. If you're enjoying it, recommendations for videos you would like to see are welcomed, because we will be experimenting. We'll be doing a lot of discussions for the next 25 days, and I cannot wait. So guys, give me your thoughts. How do you feel about the chapter? I thought it was pretty good. Not amazing. It's a great setup chapter. It's letting me know amazing things are to come. Just want to warn you guys that towards the end of, or the middle of December, end of December, early January, One Piece has several breaks, like a lot of breaks. So it's going to be a tough ride once things starts to get going, inevitably in 2 weeks, and we have to go away for another 2 weeks and then maybe another week in January, because it's so much going on late December, early January, where we have like maybe 3 chapters in a span of 6 weeks or 7 weeks. It's tough. But yeah, give me your thoughts. Let me know how you feel. Like the video, subscribe. I made a video about the sales of One Piece and how One Piece fell off from a unique angle, using some hard data and statistics. I'll put it on the screen. You guys should go check it out. All right? Peace.